Good afternoon. My name is Eric Williams. Thank you for having me here. I guess a little bit about me. My parents they purchased that house in 1970, and then they purchased a house up on Alicia in 1973. And so basically, that was where I was grew up. I went to high school at John Muir High School. Played football and other sports. Won two CIF championships with John Muir. So I guess people kind of know me. Like I said, I've been around here pretty much my whole life. When everything first happened, I was actually at work, and my wife and kids were at the house, and they called me and said, "Hey, we have this evacuation or whatever that's supposed to be going on." And for anybody who's lived in the Altadena, Pasadena area, we're kind of familiar with the fire. If there's a fire up in the hills, just like, okay, it'll be out, by the morning. This was a little different. So I ended up getting off work, coming back, went up to the house and did what I saw, I guess people I see do on TV, and decided I'm going to water my roof, and just what little good that did. So once I realized, this isn't going to work, I left and went by a couple of friends' house, and they didn't know that the fire was going on. They didn't know it was that serious. So I knocked on their doors. A couple of them ended up leaving. They got out in time. I guess what's a little different for me is the next day, when nobody else could really get up into Altadena, I was in Altadena. So I actually drove around and I was on Facebook Live, and ended up, broadcasting what was going on and showing people what was really happening. You know what? This was my home. This was, where I lived, and people needed to see what was going on because people had no idea, what was going on, if their house was still there, if their house was burned down. So I drove by. I just drove up and down streets, videotaping, and letting people know this is what's going on. This is what's happening. And we were all devastated, but to have that footage of, the fire actually still burning and lines down, and, was just really, was devastating and was different. Thank you. Appreciate you for having me.